They were just far enough apart that, they weren't sitting up waiting for them. They would drive through, but if they'd hear a shot, then I don't know what they'd count to, but it wasn't very far. They'd stop, count, 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 and then they'd all take off again because you needed to get it, make sure it's dead, clean it, and move on.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But
That's awesome.
I have seen some pictures of them in the past, where they had all their deer hanging. And it's hard for me to believe there's that many deer around, but now I believe it because I've seen them.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
hit. I'll go for it.
No, I said yeah, it was a great hunt. But if you guys didn't notice, I did start recording because I didn't want to miss Grandpa stories. So the recording's live. We're going. H&H podcast. We're back.
We're back. It's been a while.
It's been a while. So I don't know, Tracer.
yeah.
Who you might as well introduce who's sitting next to you.
Yeah, well, this is the man, the myth, the legend, our Grandpa Hall, joining us as our honored guest on the H&H Pursuit podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He still doesn't have an H&H Pursuit hat, but
Oh,
he'll talk to you.
Oh,
that's
well,
gotta change.
I got one right here that I think has your name on it.
Is it orange?
No. Never been used.
There you go. Pretty nice.
That's the
We'll
one
have
right
to-
there.
We'll have to get that to you.
The OG hat.
The OG.
Yeah.
But, but no, so anyway, we were just talking about, before the podcast started, we were talking about deer hunt. I'm not going to throw out units. If we throw out units, I'll edit it out. But and how we've been trying to get Grandpa to come on this deer hunt with us, and we finally succeeded this year. And from sounds of it, we might get him again. So,
Fingers crossed.
fingers crossed.
Well, it was nice. And not too bad. That big tent made a big difference, didn't it?
that was we were living like kings.
I know. Too bad we didn't let Colton in.
You know, I was not that cold. I was just fine.
Don't let Colton in. Keep him out in the park.
No, and I woke up that opening morning and went in there. I'm like, holy crap, you guys had it cooking.
Yep.
Oh man. There were multiple nights I just slept in my underwear under a blanket was all.
Yeah,
Well-
I believe it.
Hunter was going to keep the fire stoked all night, and he didn't even have to do that.
I know.
So, but it did remind me that was the hunting that I remember back in the day with my dad. The old canvas walled tent with the fireplace in it, stove. That was a life of luxury.
Yeah.
It was pretty dang nice. I don't know what we've been doing the last few years. Just sleeping in a cold tent. This was pretty nice.
It was.
Yeah, heck, our experience this year on my old man's bull hunt. I mean, he spent half of one of those nights awake just putting the tent back up because the wind made the tent collapse on us.
I was in the trailer, so that didn't matter.
That and it got to like negative something. It was a cold one, cuddling up with the brontosaur.
Brontosaur.
You know, it's crazy that during a deer hunt, the nights got way colder than my nights are right now.
It is wildly warm here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was
ridiculous.
in this shirt
Mhm.
like this up on a roof all day today. Like
Yeah.
oh, it was nuts.
Well, if it wasn't for the wind here, I'd be the same way. mean, it was
Yeah, I mean, it
great
was
weather.
60 degrees driving over here.
Jeez,
What my car was reading.
that's ridiculous. Unseasonably warm, but I'm
Yeah,
not complaining too much.
yeah. Me neither. With my wife being 34 weeks pregnant, and she's trying to make a girls trip out of this trip. So,
Yeah,
so I'm okay with good
Oh,
weather, good roads.
yeah.
yeah. No, that makes it nice. Shoot, we're gonna have another addition to the H&H crew here in a few weeks, bro.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, yeah,
Next few
Next,
months, we're gonna have
in the next few
multiple.
months, there's
next
going to be
couple months, we're gonna have a new crew.
We're gonna have, yeah, a whole new crew.
Gonna pass the torch.
yeah. Just here you guys go. We're
Do those AI baby talking videos.
shoot.
What were
Yeah.
we thinking 50 years ago?
Shoot. But yeah. So there's a story I want to hear again, Grandpa, about how another grandpa lost an ear. Is that right?
Yeah, my dad, probably when he was about, no, he was younger than you guys because I don't think he was married yet. And they were hunting and they're hunting a little different than you guys, where you go sit and and glass and spot and have all of that. They just move through an area, and this one particular place, it was in Black Canyon, is what it's called, in the Uintas, north of Vernal, north of Vernal, Utah. And Dad and his dog were kind of going down through the bottom part of it. They were just scaring them out. And people up on point, how you do in each one of those basins, but somebody going down through the basin and pushing anything out that happened to be there. And they really got into a bunch of them. And Dad was right, and his dog, they were right in the middle of all of them. And somebody up on one of the ridges, Dad's good friend, saw one that he wanted to take, and he shot and hit Dad. But he shot him through the back. Let's see, it came out the left side, right in the back of the neck, and came out this left side and clipped his earlobe right here. He never had it, that got rid of that earlobe. How he lived through that with a high caliber rifle. I mean, it was just a fraction of an inch off of taking at him. The whole, just wiping him totally out. But he wound up, the dog, they didn't know they'd shot Dad, but the dog took off, a German Shepherd, went up and got Dad's very best friend. And his friend saw the dog coming and knew he meant business and said, I don't think I better disagree with this dog. Whatever he wants, I better go do right now. And he brought him back to where Dad was down. And they got him back to camp because of the dog. They got him back to camp and got him laid out. And this is the part that's kind of hard for me to understand. That was back in the day too, where they were camped way up and out of, way away from everything. Horses packed in. And so they came into camp, kind of did an assessment on Dad and figured out, well, he's going to be all right till after breakfast. And so they finished up breakfast and then took him down off the mountain and got him down to get some medical care. And his hearing was always a little bad, as you can imagine, in that left ear, but that was his that was his story that year. I think he was 18 or 19 years old, maybe 20.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Quite an experience.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites to hear. But
Yeah, that was a different generation, a little tougher than we are now.
yeah,
See, that's why I keep looking at it and saying, well, maybe I'll go next year, maybe I won't, but I'll watch the weather, see if it's cold.
Oh shoot! I'm glad we got you out and whatnot. But anyway, let's go. Let's get into that hunt a little bit. I mean, we don't have everybody, but that was on it. But let's get into that hunt a little bit. So it was deer hunt. I didn't have a tag, sadly, but my dad had a tag. Who else had tags?
Me, Hunter, and both my parents.
And Shocker.
There's at least 4 tags, weren't there?
Yeah,
5?
there were
I think it was
five
five,
deer
6.
tags and
Elk.
2 elk. But
6 out of 7.
yeah, we got 6 out of the 7 by 4th day of the hunt, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 4th day of the hunt is when I tagged out, and I had the last tag. So, no, it was a pretty crazy year, pretty awesome. But no, I know. Before the season had started, Oakley and Ashton were picking up Grandpa on the way, or stopped at his house. I heard at one point you decided you weren't going to come.
Yeah, it was. So they picked me up Friday. They came Thursday night, stayed at the house. And I said, Oakley, bad news. I'm not going. Just the thoughts of sleeping on the ground, don't know how the blah, 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 blah. We went to bed that night, and I told her I wasn't going to go. And it was middle of the night, maybe 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. The thought just went through my mind. You're not going to get this opportunity ever again. You better go. So I got up they were going to leave about 5:30 to get on the way. I got up and started getting dressed, and Grandma, what are you doing? She was not pleased. She was not pleased.
Well, because you didn't say anything about how you're still sleeping. You said, I don't have a good feeling about it.
Shoot.
So I had told her that, I just, that's not, I need to stay home. And then I get up and start getting ready. So, but the one of the things that night, Oakley said, have you told Mom, meaning your mom, Becky, have you told her you're not coming? And I said, no, I'll tell her in the morning. And Oakley said, I'm not telling her. So anyway, wound up going, and yeah, that was a great experience. Fun watching you guys, all the new equipment, fun getting down there too. And I had my, basic layered clothes, enough to keep warm. It was, it was kind of cold that one morning, and have all my layered clothes. But that Saturday morning when we got up to really go out and go early and try to beat the guys in the white tundra, and we didn't. But to get up and have Tracer say, what are you doing wearing that stuff? Here. And he tosses me a vest, and then he tosses me a coat, and he tosses me pants. I'm outfitted in, the best of the best. Yeah, I could get used to this.
Yeah, Hunter really hooked you up there.
Yeah, I was questioning whether he was going to get it back.
I wouldn't have. I would have held
No,
on to
no.
it.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know
Just be, that's how I got all my good stuff, was keeping it from him.
Well, it's really surprising the difference in, just regular clothes that I used to wear when I'd go up versus what they've got now. And my gosh, your spotting, your binoculars, your spotting scopes, and then you guys having the experience of being able to see. I did get to the point where I could see it was a deer, but you guys are up there mile and a half away, 800 yards away, whatever it was, and look at us. Can you see those eye guards?
They're
No.
huge.
So good equipment, good stuff. Just great time.
Yeah, yeah. Equipment does make a difference. I wear if I could, I'd wear my merino wool base layers all day, every day. Like they are the best, in my opinion.
No, that was really something. So and to have Hunter share, I was sure glad he had extra.
Yeah, that was fun. It was fun getting up there and seeing you, everybody. When I got up, so I left after work Friday, and I didn't get off to work till 6. And that last hour of the drive, I was coming through this canyon. It's actually a canyon that we ended up killing something, and I actually marked a waypoint right where they killed it. But we were coming through that canyon, and it was just like a cattle drive. Like there were deer and elk all over the road. Like that last hour of the drive was just deer and elk every 30 seconds. There was just something crossing the road. It was ridiculous, awesome. Some of the best, probably the best. I shouldn't say the best. One of the better deer years I've ever seen up there.
Yeah.
So it was cool. Probably saw some of the biggest deer I've seen on the hoof with a tag up there. Watched my dad swing and whiff at one of the biggest deer I've ever seen on the hoof. But no, it was a good hunt. Really fun. I enjoyed the time that I spent up there, and I wish I could have stayed long enough to finish it, but you guys went and killed it.
One of my favorite parts of the hunt was it was Friday at like 12:30 in the afternoon. And me and Hunter and my dad, we had hiked down. I say hike, we walked. It was 100 yards from camp. Down to that edge.
That's a
We
hike.
were like, yeah. We had to jump that little canal, so that counts as there's the adventure part of it. And we just were sitting there, like me and Hunter were leaning up against my dad's chair and mostly just BSing. And we were like, we're looking for deer, but we just had our drinks with us and just sitting there hanging out mostly. And Hunter said, he's like, oh, there's a deer right there. And I heard him pull up my binos and it was a buck. I mean, we got better eyes on it, after he bet it. And it was the buck I ended up killing eventually, like 5 days later.
In the exact same area. Like he didn't move,
exact
did
same
he?
area. Yeah, no, it was the exact same spot. But we had got the spotter set up, and we had been watching it for 2 hours almost. And he wasn't moving. I just wanted to get one more better look at him. But he kept his head the same direction pretty much for 3 hours straight. And one of my, if not my favorite part of that hunt was the fact that last I had heard at that point was Grandpa wasn't going to make it. And me and Hunter are sitting there, and I think my dad had gone up to camp
Yep.
because we had seen the Forerunner pulling down. And everyone's coming down, and all of a sudden I see this BYU hat coming through the bushes, and I was like, I know only one guy in my family that wears that kind of hat. And that I could have gone home with nothing, and that hunt would have been the best hunt of my life. I was more than grateful that you were able to make it for those few days.
Well, thanks. That means a lot, a lot. Thank you. It was a good time. Not to be forgotten very soon.
No.
No, that's it was a fun hunt. So too bad Tracer missed out on it, but you know, sometimes you got to adult.
Yep.
Look at you being all responsible and whatnot.
But
Oh,
no, it was probably a banner year for H&H and all. Like
yeah.
I don't know of many tags that went unfield.
No.
I don't think any other than
Well, probably one of my favorite parts too was opening morning when Hunter, I want y'all in that truck by whatever time it was. And we were there just a few minutes late, but we followed a truck and we knew that truck was going to the spot that there's no question. And they, sure enough, and I said, Hunter, what are you going to do if they turn off here and go? And I could tell he was as irritated as you could possibly get. We'll go find another place.
yeah. I thought for sure he'd pass him. Yeah.
But he did, and we went over to that other basin, and that's how good a hunt it was. That it was definitely a plan B. And you get over to that thing, and Hunter was still a little hot, and I guess a little hot wouldn't even be describing it. It was even more than that. But we were probably 45 minutes from daylight. He piles out of the truck and starts hiking down to where he wanted to be. He didn't need to be there for at least another half an hour.
Yeah.
But anyway, by the time we got there, it wound up being that was the best spot to go anyway. So that's how good it was. Is every spot that y'all had picked out was prime.
Mm-hmm. No, it's taken a couple of years, and especially Caden and his family fine-tuned that specific area.
Yep.
It's just phenomenal. And there's a couple. Me and my family usually spur off and go on a couple. I mean, still within hearing distance if you shoot.
Yeah.
But we usually go off on these. But my dad had a harebrained idea that opening day to go out and go out to a spot that he went with you, Tracer. Down into the big basin where you guys chased that buck. So we dropped down in there and didn't see anything worth shooting down in there. Other than some elk, but we didn't have the elk tags. So we went back up and out, and then we went back into one of the areas that Caden killed the first really good buck in that area. And he's back. And we went back in there, and like I said, have you seen videos of that buck, Grandpa, that my dad missed?
I No. All I saw was his son coming back to camp ready to throw up. He was so sick that his dad had missed that one.
It was. So you were still around for that? Yeah, you were still
Yeah,
around for that.
still there.
Oh, and what? I mean, and that was the same day that Caden saw that big 3-point, and
Yep.
it was. Oh,
Yep.
I have to find that now.
No, that was.
But yeah, he was a big deer.
The other thing, while you're looking for that, the other thing I'm reminded of too is I was really proud of Hunter that when we're going and your mom got that one. I mean, like legal hunt was 7:02 and the rifle went off at 7:04 and knocked one down. I don't think it was even 300 yards away, but knowing where the private property went and making sure we didn't take it would have been so easy to take some shortcuts and go through that property, but he just made sure, and he made sure to pin on his that
Hmm.
it proved we
Oh,
walked around it.
it's a zoo up there, and I know people will sit and just watch you,
Yeah,
and if you slip up like that, they are like vultures. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. I was real proud of him for doing that and making it such a priority
Hmm.
to obey the rules, even though I thought it was really stupid.
There's no fence down there, and we had to dance around an invisible
It's
line.
just that buck. He'll be walking by this tree.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what I said. Except, maybe a little bit more colorful than that, but
That was huge.
oh. Then the other thing, were you there? You were. That was Sunday afternoon that we saw that cool deer, wasn't it, Caden?
Oh,
Oh, I have the dates right here, I guess.
That's
I don't remember.
it had to be because it seemed like when I
Did
Saturday
you?
night when we were getting ready to leave the next morning is when you saw this one that your dad saw, and
Yeah.
then you saw that one that was like 1,200 yards off, but decided to drive a few miles around so you could get to 1,100 yards.
Yeah, I no heck ended up taking the shot at. I think it was like 1250,
That's ridiculous. And you weren't
and
that far off that shot.
oh, barely missed him. But yeah, I don't know.
Tracer, pull up that picture I just sent you guys. That video. Because there was a first for everything. So this hunt was cool. Got to have Grandpa there. I was able to make it, which was awesome for me. I love being in this group, but one of the once in a lifetime things was that fawn that we saw,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
That
that
was
was ridiculous. Was that Saturday afternoon?
Saturday afternoon.
Okay,
Yeah,
Is that an albino fawn?
it's a
I
piebald, yeah.
believe we was it right before we went to go get my dad's buck, or
I think it was
right after?
After.
It was going back to camp
Yep.
because we went to grab lunch and then we went back and split up for the evening hunt.
That's right.
Because you guys were taking care of your dad's hunt when we were up missing the Mondo.
Yeah, for those viewers. You can kind of see it right there. Can you see it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a glare, guys. Those white That wide is what that deer was.
I would hold it straight on, but it never
Focuses that way.
never focuses straight on.
That's only the second piebald deer I've ever seen in my life, and that's probably the most piebald one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But
it's just not going to show good. But
yeah, that's about as good as you can get. But
yeah,
that thing was.
Yeah, and it wasn't very far away.
No.
Wow.
Road.
You guys stopped and looked at it. I'm like, it's just a doe and a fawn, guys. There's no reason to stop. And then your mom, Aunt Becky, came running. She's like, there's a deer. It's different colors. It's. I'm like, oh, that's what it is.
Hey, there we go.
It's a piebald. Yeah, that thing was so cool. But no, that was a fun hunt. I had a blast for the couple days I was there, but yeah.
No, it is definitely probably been my favorite deer hunt I've ever been on. No, probably about it. It was my favorite deer hunt I've ever been on. It was, and not even for the fact that everyone tagged out. Like,
no, that wasn't even the. One of the craziest things to me about this hunt was the fact that majority of the animals, deer and elk killed, were from noon to 2.
Yeah.
Like just a weird middle of the day. Everybody else is back at camp, and we turn up these deer. Mainly you guys. You guys turn up the deer in the afternoons for the most part, but turn up these deer and just are able to put them down, and it was wild.
Yeah. I think my mom's was the only one shot like actually in the morning.
Yeah.
This
Hunter's
was
was like
closer, what,
late
10?
morning. Yeah, his was like 10-ish, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad's was at about noon. Your dad's was around noonish.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was, I think, 12:30.
The cow was 1 or so, noon or 11. Yeah.
Yeah. About 20 minutes after church.
That was still crazy. We were coming. I get a call because my dad's rifle was off. That's the reason he missed these deer was the rifle was off. As Trace remember where we hit the bull for the elk hunt?
First shot should have been in the vitals and it
Low and right.
Hit it in the hoof.
Mm-hmm. Well, his scope was off, and we were able to kill that bull and the buck, or not the buck. We adjusted for the buck, but anyway, so he was searching for tools to fix his scope, and Caden and his family were going downtown, and then they were going to go and drop off his mom and have a Sunday afternoon thing, and I get a call probably about half an hour after church. He's like, dude, we shot an elk. I'm like, no way. I'm on my way. So the coolest part about that pack out was everybody except Caden were in dudes. Packing out this elk.
I had my boots on because those are the only shoes I brought. Everyone is in their hey dudes from church. Yeah, it was perfect because he had shot that, and me and Stuart ran to camp to get packs and everything. And then by the time we got back, Colton had shown up and they had got the elk all processed. So me and Stuart pretty much just showed up. We all loaded up packs and then just walked out.
Yeah. The whole elk was hanging from a juniper. We were just standing around waiting for packs. And yeah, they showed up with packs and we took them on out. It was the easiest pack out of the year.
Oh, yeah.
And that's saying something because none of them were really hard.
No.
Speak for yourself, huh?
Yeah. The elk pack outs in Colorado were a little bit harder. My dad's son.
I mean, deer don't weigh a lot, but I mean, I guess I might as well tell this story. I don't think the boys will ever be on to share it. But Talon, um, so end of football, he gets an injury in their last game, a hamstring avulsion. So his hamstring, I'm pretty sure it was his biceps femoris, but it doesn't really matter. One of the muscles in his hamstring, the tendon tore off the bone, like right on that bone that you sit on, and like not completely, it was a partial tear off that bone. So he was dealing with that injury, and he has this deer tag, and we're like,
Four-season buck tag, by the way. So it's like primo rut.
yeah. So we're kind of hiking into this place. My little brothers are kind of just, they know a lot of people for no reason, and so they got access. They got this private access to this public beach that you really can't get to without that access. And so, I mean, it was a super good spot. I mean, to show you how many people are never in there, like just walking on like a well-used trail, I found like 4 or 5 hard white chalk sheds. And anyways, I get a phone call from them in the morning. I had taken Talon out. Opening morning was Wednesday, so I took him out Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm trying to think, Friday. So I had to leave for drill on Friday because drill is early in the morning on Saturday, so I need to make it up to Utah on Friday. And anyways, Riley was coming with me this time, so we were wanting to get out the door a little earlier. So I said, okay, Friday morning, you can go out with Bronny. And the one morning I send him out with Bronny, they get one, and they're trying to figure out, they are like 10 feet from a road. I get to where, I mean, I'm going total just detective mode on my Onyx. So I look at the pin that they sent me, and I'm tracking this road back. I see where it meets the main road, and then I follow it, and it dead ends. I mean, there's a corner of private that this road goes through, and they have it gated off and padlocked. And I was like, there's no way. And so I had to go back and hike almost 2 miles. And mind you, I'm like pressed for time at this point. And not only am I pressed for time, but both boys have to get back to school so that they can practice. They need a half day at school. And so we're really pushing that time boundary. And so I'm halfway like running, and like there's up and down, and would have been super easy, but there's this section of private that is not marked at all except for what you can see on Onyx. And so I'm hiking through, and I know I'm on the public side, and I like run into a blind. And so I'm like, oh crap. Like I'm cutting straight through this guy's private. And then I look on Onyx, and it turns out his blind is like 20 yards on the public side. And I'm like, what's going on? Anyways, so I keep just hauling butt, and I finally get to where they shot this deer. And I mean, pack out would have been pretty easy. I mean, there's one ridge you have to go up and over, but other than that, I mean, it's a piece of cake. But I had to go in there because Bronny wasn't going to pack out the whole thing, and I wasn't going to let Talon put weight on that hamstring. I mean, I was kind of upset at him for even hiking as far as he did. but yeah, I mean, we pretty much ran that thing back, and I just threw all the packs and everything in the truck, sent them in the Xterra, and they just, in their bloody clothes, went straight to school.
with the kicker to the story. So in Colorado, you have to have genitalia naturally connected. Well, those boys didn't know what they were doing. So Talon stuffed the genitalia in his pocket
Jeez.
and went to school with it in his pocket. So, yeah. Well, he did, maybe I stretched the truth on that a little bit, but he definitely had it in his pocket for the drive home and everything. But that, yeah.
No, that was funny.
But anyway, yeah, it was a good season, but it's awesome to have Grandpa on here. So hopefully we can get you on a little bit more, maybe tell some fishing stories. But
Well, maybe even some that are the truth.
yeah, no, we don't believe in the truth here. We can stretch it.
It gets better each year.
Yeah, it does. Like the time we backpacked 15 miles back in just to fish the lake.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was good.
that was good.
That was fun.
That was a good one. So,
Grandpa learned never to follow me on a map.
yeah. That was crazy, wasn't it?
It was one of the wild. I mean, so on the map on Onyx, I looked at it. I'm like, okay, we got a couple old people with us who I want to make it the easiest we can. So I look at Onyx, and there's a trailhead right here, and you do. I think it was the vertical right off the bat, and then you were just kind of coasted. And so we started on this trail, and it was deadfall, and deadfall, and deadfall, and thick, and nasty, and gnarly. I'm just like, what the heck is going on? So we took the wrong trail. Your brothers found a better trail, but
Yeah, they parked, probably half mile south of where we did. Not the trailhead, just some random road, and they walked the road the whole time.
mm-hmm.
Well, and that, and back to the difference in equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had a decent backpack. I really did. It was garbage. After you got going on it, it was it was hanging in the wrong places. There was no support. It was awful. And that's where my oldest son swapped me out backpacks. He took mine and I took his, and man, I couldn't believe the difference. I did, just it's like wearing my layered clothes versus Hunter's.
Mm-hmm.
Way
No.
different. So,
And it's crazy. I mean, we pack a lot heavier loads in our packs, but even the difference between my pack and like what Caden's using right now, what Caden uses gets the job done.
yeah.
And I packed out animals with that pack before.
I packed out a whole elk in one go last year with that pack.
Mm-hmm.
208 pounds.
Jeez.
No,
But
that's
it makes it easier with the better equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, the equipment makes a big difference. I did. I got home from that fishing trip and I had 3 packs that were very similar to the one I took, and they're all in a thrift store now. I wanted to bless somebody else's life with those miserable packs.
Yeah.
So, no, good times. So,
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it. Good times made better with good people.
Exactly.
Ah, and some more to come.
Yeah.
I think so, and I hope so.
Ah, we definitely hope so.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for letting me be on board.
Heck yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. So, as always, guys, we are going to kick out more podcasts, more everything consistently-ish now that hunting season's over. Both the
Videos
H&H
coming.
and, I was about to say, I think Caden's working on a good video. I didn't collect any footage. I should have, but
4 videos.
it's going to be a 4-part video.
It's going to be a 4-part video.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh,
So look forward to that. As always, Grandpa, it's awesome to have you on the podcast.
Thanks.
My favorite guest by far. So,
agreed.
Love you guys. Thanks for including me.
of course.
Oh,
So we'll catch y'all later.
All right.
right on. We'll see ya.